Y'all, it's official. Diddy's courtroom disaster just hit a level no one saw coming. With just weeks left before his high-profile federal trial, the man at the center of it all just lost one of his top dogs, his own attorney. And not just any attorney. We're talking about Anthony Ricco, a legal heavyweight with decades of courtroom war stories under his belt. The man who's defended the worst of the worst just walked away, quietly, strategically, like a ghost in the night. And baby, the silence is loud. This isn't some casual exit either. The whole legal world is buzzing. One of Diddy's most experienced lawyers filed a motion to get out immediately. His reasoning? Cloaked in attorney comfort privilege. Translation? It's bad. So bad, he can't even say it. That's how deep this mess goes.
It's a serious proceeding with serious consequences, and all of us are addressing it accordingly.
And let's be clear, Ricco is no rookie. This man has gone to war in courtrooms against terrorism charges, Ricco cases, massive conspiracy indictments, you name it. So for him to say, I'm out, that means there's a volcano ready to blow behind the scenes. Something serious is shaking the foundation of Diddy's entire legal strategy.
Nobody's okay with staying in jail for now.
Now, normally the court would need to sign off on this kind of withdrawal. But here's the kicker. The government isn't even opposing it. That means they're not surprised. They're not confused. They know what's coming, and they're ready. Ricco even confirmed that he already sat down with Diddy's lead counsel, Mark Agnifilo, before filing. This isn't drama between lawyers. This is a legal ship taking on water. Fast. So what now? Diddy's team is down to 5. Agnifilo, Tenny Gagos, Alexander Shapiro, Jason Driscoll, and Anna Estal. All top tier, sure, but none of them have Ricco's specific firepower. Losing him, that's not just a blow to the courtroom, it's a hit to the entire public image. But weirdly, this might actually help Diddy with the jury. Think about it. If he walks into court with a battalion of 6 lawyers, it screams, I'm rich and above the law. People hate that energy right now, but showing up with a tighter crew, it might soften the optics, make him seem like just another man fighting for his freedom, not a billionaire trying to bulldoze justice. Still, don't get it twisted. Ricco's exit doesn't just affect appearances, it affects everything: strategy, coordination, morale. And that's the last thing Diddy needs, especially now, because the feds just dropped a new superseding indictment. And baby, it's explosive. This isn't just about Diddy anymore. Nope, the case has now expanded to include co-conspirators. Names weren't listed outright, but the descriptions, they're detailed enough that the internet is connecting dots left and right. First up, a bodyguard, described as someone who traveled with Diddy and allegedly used threats, intimidation, even physical restraint to maintain control. That's serious. Some think it might be Gandel, a longtime muscle in Diddy's circle. Others are pointing to Roger Bonds, who's recently been standing with Cassie and might be ready to spill everything he saw behind the scenes. But wait, it gets deeper. The next alleged accomplice? An executive assistant. Not just someone grabbing coffee and booking flight. According to the docs, this person organized entire operations, coordinating hotels, flights, and private events under the illusion of business meetings, basically making it all look professional while the real purpose was something far darker. If that person flipped, who? They could be holding receipts, texts, travel records, calendars, emails, proof of how this entire operation was run like a business. Then there's the music industry facilitator. Now this one's chilling. Their job, allegedly? Make women feel safe, give legitimacy to Diddy's meetings. They made it all look like career opportunities, co-signed the vibes, said he's a great guy, and basically groomed women into situations they didn't realize were traps. Whoever this person is, their role bridges the gap between Diddy's fame and the accusations that now threaten to destroy it all. And that's not the end of the list. Another figure? A financial intermediary, someone who allegedly helped push hush money, clean illegal payments, and cover tracks. If this person is cooperating, it could expose a web of off-the-book payments tied directly to coercion and cover-ups. The government says they already have evidence of money being used to silence people. Now they're following the trail. Who moved it, how it was disguised, and who signed off on it. And hold on, there's more. Apparently even the press was involved. The indictment says media and PR insiders helped suppress stories, enforce NDAs, and even bury leaks before they could spread. One PR rep reportedly bounced early in the investigation, way before the storm hit. At the time, it didn't raise eyebrows, but now people think they knew what was coming and they ran. And here's where it gets even scarier. legal phrases like known to the grand jury and at the direction of Diddy are showing up in the documents. Translation: the prosecution already has insider testimony. These weren't random actions, they were part of a system, with Diddy allegedly at the center. Still, Diddy's lawyers are trying to push back. They recently filed a motion to toss out one of the most serious charges: transportation for prostitution under the Mann Act. Their argument? The law's outdated, used inconsistently and unfairly targeting black men. They say Diddy's relationships were consensual, that these were private moments, not criminal ones. That he didn't traffic anyone, he just lived a lavish lifestyle with willing adults. But the feds, not buying it. They say this wasn't about consent, it was about control, about pressure, about manipulation, about putting people in situations where saying no wasn't an option. They're not painting Diddy as a party guy with bad taste. They're painting him as the mastermind of an entire machine of exploitation. And at the center of that machine, Cassie Ventura. Cassie's civil suit might be settled, but her story still sits at the heart of the federal case, and she could be the prosecution's star witness. Word is, she's pregnant. And if she testifies while visibly expecting, that kind of emotional weight could land hard with the jury. Jurors are human. A pregnant woman sharing trauma in court? That image sticks. That's why insiders say Diddy's team will likely assign a female lawyer to cross-examine just to avoid the optics of a man grilling her on the stand. But it's not just Cassie. Prosecutors are narrowing in on 3 to 10 witnesses. No extras, no filler. Just the most credible, compelling voices backed by receipts, emails, bank statements. This isn't speculation, it's strategy. And here's the scary part for Diddy. This trial isn't just about him anymore. It's about the whole machine. The people who enabled him, moved the money, booked the trips, silenced the victims. The government is coming for the structure that allegedly protected him for years. Civil suits are still flying, including one involving a 13-year-old that got tossed. But the federal case? That's the one with teeth. If convicted, Diddy could face 15 years to life. The trial's locked in for May 5th. And behind the scenes, panic. That once tight inner circle, falling apart. People are disappearing, others are staying suspiciously quiet. And a few, they've started talking. Once one person flips, the rest tend to follow. Prosecutors know it, and they're turning up the pressure. There's even talk of a plea deal, nothing official yet. But insiders say Diddy might take it to dodge a public conviction and a potential life sentence. And the internet? It's ruthless. He knows he's guilty is gaining traction, and Ricco's silent exit, people are calling it a quiet confession. If the guy who defends murderers won't touch this, something's up, one comment read. Another added, even Ricco has a conscience. He doesn't want baby oil on his hands. And honestly, that one stung. As May approaches, one thing's clear. This isn't just a legal battle, it's a full-blown meltdown, and the fallout could be historic. Let's be real. When a top-tier attorney like Anthony Ricco suddenly walks away from a case this massive, it doesn't just raise eyebrows, it sends a screaming message. And the fact that he legally can't say why? That silence says it all. It's like he saw the truth behind the curtain and bolted. Now Diddy's team is scrambling. On the surface, they're holding it together, but behind the scenes, it's chaos. With Ricco gone and a federal indictment that's only getting uglier, they're in a full-blown crisis, legal, emotional, and public. Because this isn't just about what Diddy's accused of. It's about how long it allegedly went on, who helped, and how it was covered up. Prosecutors have narrowed in on Diddy's inner circle, assistants, bodyguards, even PR people. People who weren't just bystanders, they were the machine. And now, at least some of them are talking. That's why Diddy's team is pushing a racial bias defense. That's why they're framing this as consensual fun. But it's not landing. Survivors online are connecting the dots. They've seen this playbook before, and once Cassie's name comes up, the whole energy shifts. Her story lit the match. If she testifies, pregnant, poised, and with evidence, that courtroom could explode. Her presence alone could sway the jury. Rumors are swirling about video evidence, receipts, emails, financial records. If that drops, it's no longer he said, she said, it's here's the proof. With the trial set for May 5th, Diddy's lawyers are racing the clock. Some say he's considering a plea deal to avoid a life sentence. Others think he still believes his power will protect him. But the public? They're reading between the lines. Ricco's exit was the first crack. And now people are whispering, if he walked, Diddy's done. This isn't just a trial anymore. It's a turning point. Because if Diddy falls with him, and in this silence, there's fear. That old phone call, that NDA, that one party you wish you never went to, it could all come back. This is about more than one man. It's about an entire system finally being exposed, and when the truth hits the courtroom on May 5th, the world will be watching. So stay locked in, because what's coming next could bring the whole house down.